So there are really 5 levels of Skool growth. The problem is that most community owners are focused on the wrong one. They're posting content, they're running calls, they're showing up every day, and they're still wondering why their school is not growing and why they're not making money yet. It's not because they're doing the wrong things, it's because they're doing the right things, but in the wrong order. I've generated over $500,000 on Skool in the past 2 years. I won the Skool games, and I work with community owners every single day, and I see the same pattern over and over again. In this video, I'm going to break down all of the 5 levels of Skool growth, how to figure out which one of these levels you're actually in, and what to focus on right now so you can stop spinning your wheels. And if you'd like to get access to my free Community Launch Secrets course, where we show you how to launch a brand new community and get your first 100 members in just 10 days, I'll drop a link in the description so you can join our free community and get instant access. Now let's jump in. All right, so level 1 is launch. And so your only job at level 1 is to get your community live and get people coming through the door. That's it. At this stage, you shouldn't be worried about engagement, creating the perfect course, or even making money yet. Your job is to stop overthinking every little decision, get off the sidelines, get your community launched. That's it, period. Here's what level 1 looks like. First, you want to nail down the exact problem your community is going to solve and the ideal members that you want inside. And you want to be very specific here. Instead, say something like, I help dog walkers get their first 10 paid clients in 30 days. That's the type of messaging that's going to resonate with people and get people to join. Second, you want to set up your community to book calls. So from day one, your membership questions where you're capturing information, your email and text follow-up, your DM outreach, your pin posts inside your community, your call to actions in your courses, all should be driving towards one main goal, and that's booking calls. And I get it, you hate doing sales calls, but when you're first getting started, these calls are going to help you to connect with your members. They're going to help you to get a deep understanding of what they're struggling with and what they actually want so that you can create better offers. And when you're first getting started in these first few levels, this one-on-one call is going to be one of the main sales mechanisms that you're going to use to convert people into your paid stuff. So just do them. Third, you want to create a lead magnet. I've literally never promoted my community, and my community is now over 10,000 members. Instead, what I do is I promote lead magnets. This could be a free training or some kind of resource like a cheat sheet, a checklist, a plug and play template, or an AI prompt. Something that helps your members solve a small piece of the bigger problem that you eventually help your members solve. This is much more effective to attract new members to join your community. Fourth, we want to set up a series of email follow-ups. When people first join your community, you need to create a habit of them returning to your community on a regular basis. They bring your free members back into the community so that they can engage, they can consume your content, and they can book calls with you. So you want to set this up before traffic starts flowing in, not after. Once you have all these things set up, now you're ready to start inviting people in. And the first people you should invite is 10 to 15 people in your inner circle, because nobody wants to join an empty room. So this inner circle of people can help you post, engage, and help you to set the culture for the next wave of new members. Once you have the inner circle inside your community, the next thing you want to do is invite people on your email list and your social media followers. To do this, what you're going to do is create a series of posts and emails announcing the launch of your new community. So at this point, you're going to start getting your first members coming through the door. And again, don't worry about engagement right now. It's typically going to be low in this level. But what you do want to do is find the most engaged members inside of your community and then nurture those relationships to start to build the initial culture. So that's it. Once your community is live and you got your first 15 to 30 members and you're booking calls, congratulations, level 1 is complete. So level 2 is traction, and the goal here is to reach the 200 member milestone, and we'll talk about why that is in just a second. And this is the level where most people get stuck because it is a grind and the numbers are small, engagement is slow, and it really feels like nothing's working. But the truth is, it is working. It just compounds over time, so you have to stay consistent. You have to keep doing the same things over and over again, even though you're not seeing the results, before you start to see things start to kick in. At level 2, you need 3 things. You need traffic, you need community building, and you need to be booking calls. And then start going through the posts and adding comments that provide real value, not just like nice posts. And then start to build relationships with people that you're talking in the comment section of the posts, and then DM them just to build the relationship further. Do not spam, do not pitch your community. This strategy is free and it works immediately. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to pick one primary traffic channel. If you're looking for some direction here, based on the most successful communities, Instagram is the #1 traffic channel, followed by YouTube and then TikTok. So if your audience is on one of those channels, then congratulations, just start with one of those. But you could also choose LinkedIn, Facebook, Pinterest, wherever your target audience is hanging out, start with that channel first and focus entirely on that platform and getting consistent and dialing in that platform. Don't try to be on every platform at this level. That's level 5 behavior, and it will kill you at level 2. Now, for the community building side, you want to run a weekly call. This helps build connection between you and your members because they're seeing your face, they're talking to you on the calls, and it also builds connection between your members, which is important if you want the members to engage by themselves inside the community. It also helps you to create more culture. It can give you tons of content ideas for social media and YouTube, and it gives you more practice presenting in front of a crowd. Also, I want you to focus on booking one-on-one calls with every new member that comes in the door. You set your community up for booking calls in level 1, but at this point, you're starting to get people to come through the door. And so you want to optimize that process to book as many calls as possible. So you're going to find any bottlenecks in the process and then fix them. And again, I know you don't like doing them, but these one-on-one calls are vital in the first few levels. These calls are going to teach you what people want, and they're going to help you to build a deeper connection with your members. Also, at level 1, you can start selling. You don't have to wait for level 2 to start making money. And these calls are going to help you to do that. Here's 2 ways to start selling at level 2. First of all, if you're booking calls and you're on a call with somebody and they're struggling with this pain point or this problem that they really need solved, just make them an offer right there on the call, and you can help them solve that problem for a low cost. Hormozy even talks about working for free. Don't worry about how much you're going to make on this first sale. That's not the important thing. What it will do for you is 3 things. Help you get that first sale, which is going to build your confidence, which is super important. It's also going to help you to dial in your process when you're working one-on-one with somebody. You'll really start to figure out what works and what doesn't. And then thirdly, it'll help you to get some testimonials and case studies that's going to help you to sell this thing easier the next time. The second way you can make money at this level is if you're hearing the same problem over and over again inside your community, you can do what's called a mini workshop to help people solve that problem. For this workshop, you can charge anywhere from like $7 to even $97. It's a one-time offer, it's easy to deliver, and it validates the idea that people will pay you for help. Then once you've created it, this can be a paid course inside of your community where people that are coming in can buy it from you and can make more money over time. Whichever route you choose, getting those first few sales is super important because it's going to help you to build confidence. It's going to fund the journey, and it's also going to show you that people will actually pay you for your help. You're done with level 2 when you reach 200 members, you're consistently growing your traffic and booking calls, and you're figuring out what people will actually pay for. You're starting to gain some real momentum now. So keep going, stay consistent until you start to feel that compound effect start to kick in. Level 3 is monetize, and this is where the business actually starts. You've laid the foundation, you've got a consistent flow of traffic coming in, and your community is growing. You know what your members want. Now it's time to convert them into customers. This is where you can launch your paid community, or you can launch a paid tier if you're running the freemium model. And the way you'll launch this is by running the first of what we call a conversion event. But first, let's talk about the offer itself. And if you don't have your curriculum created yet, that's totally fine. In fact, I prefer it. Because what happens with a lot of community owners is they waste weeks, months, sometimes even years trying to create this perfect course before they've even validated that people will actually buy. And then they launch, nobody signs up, and they realize that they just wasted months of their time. A much better approach is to first outline your curriculum and then package it up into an absolute no-brainer offer that's really hard to say no to, and then validate the idea by selling it first. Then once you've sold it, you'll actually build the program with your first founding members. And this might be surprising, but what I've found is that if you build your program this way, this is a much better customer experience for your members than just handing them a course and expecting them to go watch all of it. And what we found is that building our programs this way creates a much better user experience for our members than just handing them a course and expecting them to go watch it. Because usually when we deliver our programs this way, there's a live implementation component. So we deliver pre-recorded training, we do a live call, and then after that live call, they actually get homework they need to complete. And that creates a ton of engagement inside the community where everybody's like on the same mission and they're cheering each other on and they're sharing their wins. And so we found that people love this type of delivery. So don't think you have to have everything created before you can actually sell it. Now the question is, how do you actually sell it? Up until now, you've been selling one-to-one by booking calls, and you want to continue to do that. At this level, you're going to introduce a second sales mechanism where you'll start selling one-to-many using what we call conversion events. And there are three types of conversion events. So basically how this works is we start with the offer, all right? And this is going to be your founding member offer. Usually this is a super discounted price for your founding members, and they get some extra bonuses for being the first people to join your paid community. So once you have your offer, you can choose from one of these three types of conversion events. The first one is called a promo cycle. And this is just a series of posts and emails that you're going to send your list and post inside your community to promote your offer that you just created. And these are probably the easiest to execute, and they also get great results. We actually won the Skool games using a very similar strategy. And we also sold out on our Black Friday offer and made about $15,000 in just 2 days using this same conversion event. The next type of conversion event is a webinar. This is where you'll use posts and emails to get people on the webinar, and then at the end of the webinar, you pitch the offer. And then after the webinar is over, you have a deadline sequence of emails and posts to get people to take action before the end of the promotion. And then the final conversion event we use are workshops. This is typically where people spend a little bit more time with you, maybe 2 or 3 hours. You can even do multiple days, helping them implement a small step of your process. And these convert really well because people get to spend a little bit more time with you, so you're able to build that know, like, and trust a lot faster. And what's also cool about this is you can actually charge for these up front, so you can make money to actually pitch your main offer on the back end. So to launch your paid community or your paid tier, you're going to pick one of these conversion events, you're going to run it, and that's how you're going to get your first founding members to buy from you. And so you'll basically rinse and repeat this process. And then since you're over 200 members now, because you're at level 3, you can start to run one of these conversion events every single month. And that's one of the main ways that we've been able to grow our paid community to over $17,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Level 4 is optimize. This is where your goal is to make what you have better before you start pouring more into it. And most people just skip this level and head straight into scaling. They start running ads, they add new offers, trying to grow as fast as possible. But they haven't fixed the leaks that are in the system they already have. And that's like pouring water into a bucket that has holes in the bottom. So your job at level 4 is to find all the bottlenecks and then fix them. So you want to look at, is the traffic that you're driving to your free community converting into free members? Are those free members booking calls? And then on those booked calls, are they turning into paid members? And if they are they churning after 2 months? Or are they sticking around? So you see where I'm going with this. You want to find what's broken in the machine, and you want to fix that before you start trying to grow. And the only way to do that is to know your numbers really, really well. Here are 5 metrics that matter. 1 is your about page conversion rate. What percentage of the visitors that you're driving to your free community are actually turning into members? If your about page is converting at less than 18% for a free community, your about page probably needs some work. Metric number 2 is your free to paid conversion rate. What percentage of free community members are turning into either paid community members or buying your paid tier? This tells you if your sales mechanisms are actually working. Below 4% means there's some kind of breakdown in that system. Number 3 is your churn rate. What percentage of your paid members are canceling each month? If that's over 15%, you want to start brainstorming different ways that you can increase your retention. And one pro tip here, one option that works really well for reducing churn is adding an annual membership. Because if somebody commits for a year, they're locked in. So that's going to immediately reduce your churn. It's also going to give you more predictable revenue. So if you don't have an annual option yet and your churn rate is high, this is one of the easiest fixes. Number 4 is your average customer lifetime value. In other words, how much is each paying member worth over their lifetime? And this is going to help you determine how much you can actually spend when you start running ads to acquire a new member, which actually leads us to metric number 5, which is cost per acquisition. If you're running ads, how much does it cost you to actually acquire a new free community member? And what does it cost you to acquire a paid member? So those last 2 metrics are going to be super important when you start running ads to let you know whether your ads are profitable or not. So if any of the 5 metrics that we just named look off, then that's what you want to dig into to find where the bottlenecks are. Those are the diagnostic metrics to help you to find out where there's a breakdown in the system. Also at level 4, this is where you're going to want to start to systematize your business. Look at everything you're doing on a repeated basis: content creation, onboarding new members, DM outreach, and start documenting those processes and creating what we call standard operating procedures. These documents are going to give you the ability to train new team members members, or even better, AI agents to take over that repetitive activity. And the goal here is to start to free up your time to stop focusing on manual repetitive activities and more focusing on income producing activities. By the time you reach level 5, you're going to want to have some of those repetitive tasks running without you having to touch them every day. You're done with level 4 when you know your numbers, they're trending in the right direction, and you're confident that if you start pushing more traffic in, that's going to result in pulling more revenue out. So your job at level 4 is to plug the leaks before you turn on the hose. Level 5 is scaling, and this is where the fun begins. The system works, you know your numbers, now you pour fuel on it. Your first lever here is traffic. Up until now, you've probably been focused on Skool internal traffic and one organic channel. At level 5, you can start to expand into other organic channels to increase your reach. You can also start to run ads confidently because now you know exactly how much a customer is worth and what you can pay to acquire one. And as long as your ads are profitable here, just keep scaling. The second lever you can pull for scaling is increasing your conversion event frequency. In earlier levels, you were maybe running a conversion event every 6 weeks, maybe every month, because you needed a little bit of time to let new people flow in before you ran another conversion event. At level 5, your audience should be big enough to support more frequent events. For example, we're about to start running weekly webinars because our traffic is high enough that we can make more offers without burning out our audience. And more events is going to give you more opportunities to convert those people into paying members. Now, if your revenue starts to plateau, you can also pull this next lever, which is introducing new offers. Here you can add a higher price tier for people that want more access, more tools, and more support. Also, you can add maybe some kind of done for you or done with you high ticket offer between the range of $3,000 to $10,000. And that's going to help you to scale your revenue faster. Now, these are totally optional, but they are levers you can pull if your standard monthly and annual subscriptions are starting to flatten out. Also here, you're going to want to keep delegating more of the repetitive tasks to your team or AI agents so that you can focus on high-level strategy and income-producing activities. The more things that you can start to hand off, the more time that you can spend on work that actually moves the needle. And you are never done with level 5. This is the ongoing work of scaling a business. So your job at level 5 is to scale your revenue without scaling complexity. So let me ask you a question. Which level are you at right now? Level 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Drop a comment below and let me know. Whatever level you're at, focus on the goals and activities of that level only. Do the work at that level, hit the milestone, and then move on to the next one. I've created a free training to give you the exact step-by-step process to build this out, plus 20 AI agents that's going to help you to complete each of these stages faster. I'll drop a link in the description so you can join our free community and get instant access. See you inside.